Hello everybody and welcome to Behold He Comes Ministries. Jamane speaking. Today I'm with Nick Taylor. I'm Jamane, as you know. It's not really planned today, like a spur of the moment thing, but Nick has been willing to express a testimony that he's been urging to tell for a number of months now, so not before the appointed time. So thank God that he's able now to tell his testimony. So sit back, get your chicken and rice, hiking saltfish, fish and chips, popcorn, and relax and enjoy Nick's testimony. Nick, take it away.
Right, okay, so New Year's Eve, been a fantastic night. I'd gone back to my girlfriend's house after, make sure she got home safe, and I chilled there a couple of hours, and at about 4 a.m, 4:15 a.m, I decided to walk home. Now this is a 15-minute walk, maybe a couple of minutes more. I'm only a few minutes into this walk, and there's not a single car, not a soul in sight. I don't encounter anyone or see any cars or anything on the entire journey home. New Year's Day morning, obviously. So, I'm walking along a road called Donetsk Way, which is actually about 2 minutes drive from here, so we can perhaps show people.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. And I get onto this main road, and it's a long straight road. Now, there's no footpath on it, so I'm just walking along the grass verge. As I said, there's no traffic or anything. And I'm distracted by a noise behind me and to my right. Couldn't make out what it was, and it was about 25-30 yards away. I turned to look, couldn't see anything, and as I did that, the sound passed from my right to my left. So I looked the other way, can't see anything. The sound's coming from about 10-11 feet off the ground. And as it gets closer to me, I'm walking backwards by this time, because I'm very concerned. It's starting to freak me out, because I can't see anything.
Yeah.
And it's getting louder and louder as it's getting closer. And then it dawns on me what it is I'm hearing. It's deep, heavy breaths. The only way I can think to describe it is if anyone's seen Star Wars, the way Darth Vader breathes. Yeah. Like that, if you stuck it through an electric guitar amp, and there was sort of growling sounds mixed in there, and slobbering, drooling sort of sounds, and it's getting louder and louder, and it's getting closer and closer. By this time, I'm in full flight or fight mode. The adrenaline's dropped, and I am terrified. This thing, whatever it was, gets to within about 7 or 8 feet from me. And as I'm walking very quickly, I didn't run. There was this, I don't know, like a voice in my head saying that if you run, but if you run, you'll die. No one will ever know what happened to you. They'll find your body, get written off as an anomaly, it'll be a local legend. You know, all these things are flashing through my mind at a million miles an hour. By the time it's like 8 feet away from me, it's sort of staying in the same position relative to me as I'm walking. And by now it's about 2 feet off the ground. And I'm staring at this spot. It's burned into my memory, the way the streetlights hitting the grass verge and the bushes on the side of the road. Yeah. And there's nothing there. The ground isn't being disturbed as whatever it is he's walking. Just this awful, terrible sound of this thing breathing. And then it stopped moving, and the sound faded away as I walked away. And it is the single most terrifying experience in my whole life.
So what would you like, Dave? Would you like a sort of entity or what?
Yeah, I mean, well, this is the thing. I hesitate to use the word demon, but
go for it. Go for it, because it's true. Demons do exist.
I'm struggling as to what else it could actually be. I mean, I've been over it a million times in my mind. Was I a victim of some prank, some hoax? Yeah. Was it technology, or some weapons test or something, or was it supernatural, or is it a life form that's been here since however many millions of years? I don't know. Demon is the thing I keep coming back to, though.
Yeah. So is it like first time this happened, or happened before?
No, that's the first time it's happened, but there are 2 more events. About 3 days later, I was having my tea. Yeah. and I got my back to the window, curtains drawn, blinds closed, and I suddenly became aware, an overwhelming sensation, that there was someone standing behind me outside that window. And I could, you know, when you feel like someone's staring at you from behind, and you turn around and they are. It was like that, but times 1,000, and you just feel hatred, malice, just something really wanted to do me harm. Yeah.
Wow.
And for the next 2-3 weeks, weird dreams, scared to leave the house, and then I don't know, it just the fear just kind of faded away over time. And I did walk that way many a time after, but not for probably about 6 months. Yeah, I forced myself to in the end. Yeah, so I forced myself to walk that way again. And I never had that experience again there. But 20 years later, New Year's Eve, again, I was working, I'd gone outside for a cigarette, and it was on an industrial estate, and I tied my shoelace. I always remember, I tied my shoelace, and I stood up, cigarette in my mouth, went to light it, and I saw something out of the corner of my eye, and I looked across, and on the other side of the road that run through the industrial estate, at first I thought a car had backfired or something, because there was this cloud of smoke.
Wow.
And it was travelling along the path. There was no car there, by the way, no lorry, no vehicles had caused this. And this smoke, it's about 10 foot by 10 foot sort of thing, you know, width and height. And it's travelling along the path at about 30 miles an hour. And it wasn't dissipating like smoke would. It remained completely as solid as it was when I first saw it. And I watched it.
It went fog or nothing like that?
No. This is a clear night. And no vehicle had just pulled out of the junction to cause this. And if it had, the smoke would dissipate within seconds, and this didn't. It maintained the same sort of consistency and thickness, if you will, as it's travelling on the path. And I'm looking at it, like, trying to understand what I'm seeing. And it doesn't dissipate, and it goes down the path at 30 miles an hour, and then it changes course, and it goes under the LUK's loading bay, which was a factory opposite where I worked. And as it does, it blows the street light out, but it passed underneath. Just goes out.
Yeah.
That surprised me, but what it did next really shocked me. It tripped the passive infrared sensor in the loading bay. All the lights came on.
Wow.
Yeah, so this thing it had mass. It was solid somehow to trip that sensor. And then, worst of all, it suddenly veers over about 110 degrees around the back of the building. Like that. And I got a smartphone, and it's in my pocket, and this sighting lasts for about 20 seconds. And I stood there, cigarette still dangling from my lip, unlit, watching it, and it never even occurred to me to get my phone out and film it. I was just so, I don't know, surprised. But I did look up. If you draw a line from Doness Way, straight down Doness Way, and you know, on Google Maps or something, and you keep going, and through all the fields and whatnot, you will come directly to that place where that sighting happened.
Wow.
I know. That was weird. And I always got the feeling like it's something just saying, I'm still here. Do you know what I mean? Don't forget me. I forgot you.
And it wasn't an illusion, it wasn't a dream, was it?
No.
Real?
This is real. I'm at work. I'd gone in to help the other shift out because they were short staffed, and it was New Year's Eve. They all wanted to get away quickly, so I went in, extra man, to help out, so they could get away quicker. And yeah, there was no one else saw it. Obviously, no one came out for a cigarette at the same time I did. And can't explain it. I mean, but going back to the earlier encounter 20 years previously, if you look up what demons can appear as, it's...
Before you continue, it's good, my man. Do you want any popcorn?
I'll have a little bit of popcorn. Yeah, they can appear as smoke, as animals, people.
So are you saying this incident is close by to where we are now?
It is, very much so.
How far is it from you?
A couple of minutes in the car. Literally, to the end of this road, and go right at the roundabout, right at the next roundabout, and that's the road there. You're on it.
Okay, viewers, apparently this place where this thing happened is about 2 minutes from here. So for now, I'm gonna pause then take you to this place where Nick had this incident with this demonic force, so you can see for yourself where it happened. So,
Absolutely.
back in a bit. So, welcome back, viewers. We're now at the place where Nick had this encounter with this demonic force. So you're gonna explain to us now exactly what happened. So yeah.
Okay. So I'm walking up. If you can just pan back down there.
Yeah.
I have walked up this path here, and as I get to a spot roughly about here, this is when I first hear it. I look that way, get nothing. That's just to my left, look that way, nothing. And as I walk along here, I'm in the middle of the road by this time, looking back, and there's nothing. And it's just getting closer and closer and closer. And I'm speeding up walking. Like I said, I can't get in the middle of the road now. There's a lot of traffic and I'll get killed, and I don't want that. But that's how it was. All these trees, bushes, they weren't here. It was just grass. And that is where the path it took, along here. So I'm in the middle of the road and 7, 8 feet, so it's probably around about here. And it walked in a straight line. I say walk, I don't know. More like it floated, I'm not sure. It wasn't disturbing the ground. There were no footprints, footfalls, no grass being moved or anything. Just that constant, deep, heavy, growling, breathing sound. And it was this, I can't describe the level of fear. I've been in car crashes, I've half drowned, I've had a couple of really close calls, and I never ever was once scared like I was that.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you, Nick, for sharing your testimony.
Can I just say one other thing? If there is anybody who's watching this and you've had anything similar happen to you, come forward, talk to Jamane, give your own testimony about it, because my feeling is there's probably a lot of people out there that this has happened to, or some other supernatural, for want of a better way of putting it, event has occurred to them, and they stay silent because they fear they're going to be ridiculed or living life in greater misery with all the piss taking. Still need to come forward though. It'll help other people. That's the reason I'm doing it. So I want other people to share their experiences, so people know they're not alone. I carried this for several years. I told a handful of people, and I wasn't ridiculed, but there's always that on the back of your mind that you might be. So yeah, come forward, give your own testimony. Thanks, man.
It's all right, but now we're going to conclude and round this testimony up. Again, stay tuned. So, conclusion. You've now heard Nick's testimony and actually seen the place where it happened as well. What's it called again, the place?
Donetsk way. It's Sheffield's twin city in Ukraine.
Yeah, so that way this incident happened, what, 25 years ago?
Thereabouts, yeah. Yeah, New Year's Eve, 94, 95.
Yeah, and again, he said it was a demonic attack, shall we call it. And as we know that a third of the angels fell from heaven. And these angels today can transform themselves. They can harass people. They can cause many problems. This is why our earth today, our world is a mess. It's because of the fallen angels. But Satan's biggest lie, I've said this many times before, Satan's biggest lie is that it doesn't exist. But it does exist. And this is why it's important that everyone get to know Jesus Christ, because he is our protection. Especially now in this day and age. We can see wars happening, pestilences, famine, political problems, people's hearts getting colder. They're all coming to an end. It's coming to an end. Jesus prophesied these things in the Bible. And we can see it happening now. Like Nick's testimony as well. As Satan's time comes to an end, he's becoming more angrier. So he's going to manifest himself more, like situations like this, to a point where he's going to show himself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You get that phrase, things that go bump in the night. But, I mean, you might hear something like that. But extremely rare that something so blatant as what happened to me occurs. This thing literally walks right up to you and terrorizes you. Do you know what I mean? It's like they become more bold in their actions.
I want to tell everybody as well also that Jesus is able to deliver us from the uttermost. So no matter what you're going through, what situation, what demonic possession you might be encountering, Jesus can deliver you. Believe in him, because demons tremble at his very name. You know what I mean? And God's a present help in a time of trouble. That's one of my favorite scriptures, though. So anytime you're going through something, cry out to Jesus. Immediately, he will help you. There've been many times in my life that he's helped me, so he can help you because his word is alive and God is real. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Again, anybody got any testimonies, please come forward, email us, and please tell it to the world. You might help somebody by your testimony. And remember, subscribe to receive all the latest updates and videos. Take care for now, and God bless. Amen.
Amen.